Step into the tale of Arthur Morgan and the Linde gang, a story of loyalty, survival, and redemption in the fading Wild West.
The midday sun was high and unforgiving, casting long shadows over the lively grounds of Emerald Ranch. Arthur Morgan approached the ranch at a steady pace, his horse's hooves kicking up dry dust that lingered in the air. From a distance, he spotted Hosea Matthews engaged in an animated conversation with a wiry, sharp-eyed man near the general store. The man's quick gestures and wary glances suggested he was someone accustomed to weighing risks and rewards. Arthur dismounted and sauntered toward the pair, catching snippets of their exchange as he drew closer.
This is Seamus. He's our new partner.
Partner's a bit generous. Let's see if you two can handle a job first.
Arthur's eyes narrowed slightly as he surveyed Seamus, noting the guarded posture and calculating gaze of a man who trusted no one.
What kind of job we talking about?
Simple enough. My cousin-in-law, Bob Crawford, has a stagecoach in his barn. A beautiful one. Stolen, naturally. You bring it to me, and we'll talk business.
And you're fine with us robbing family?
He's no family of mine. Just don't kill anyone. People will figure it's me if you do.
Arthur exchanged a look with Hosea, whose slight shrug suggested this was far from the strangest request they'd entertained.
Sounds straightforward enough.
With their instructions clear, Hosea and Arthur mounted their horses and set off toward Carmody Dell. The ride began leisurely, the expansive fields around Emerald Ranch stretching out under a cloudless sky. Hosea's usual charisma was on display as the two men rode side by side, their conversation laced with light-hearted jabs and cautious observations.
You think Seamus is trustworthy?
I think he's useful for now.
Useful's enough. Just don't let your guard down. Folks like him always got an angle.
As the sun dipped lower, casting a golden hue over the landscape, they reached a wooded area near the farmhouse. The barking of a distant dog carried on the breeze, mingling with the faint hum of cicadas. A warm light flickered in the farmhouse windows, the promise of quiet domestic life contrasting sharply with their intentions.
That must be the place up ahead. Let's go on foot from here.
They tethered their horses to a tree and moved closer, staying low as they scoped out the property. The barn loomed at the far end of the yard, its double doors partially ajar. From within came the faint creak of wood and the occasional rustle of hay.
I'll distract them. You handle the sneaking. Keep quiet and don't take too long.
Let's hope they're sound sleepers.
Hosea approached the front door with practiced ease, knocking loudly as if he were an old friend stopping by for a chat. Arthur watched from the shadows, waiting until the Crawfords answered the door before slipping toward the barn. His movements were deliberate, his boots silent against the packed dirt. Inside the barn, Arthur found the stagecoach, a sleek, well-maintained vehicle that gleamed faintly in the dim light. He quickly checked the harness, his fingers moving with the efficiency of someone accustomed to working under pressure. A sudden noise outside made him pause. Gravel crunched underfoot, and a young voice called out,
"Pa, did you hear that?"
Arthur crouched low, his revolver in hand, as he peered through a crack in the barn wall. The younger Crawford lingered by the door, his silhouette framed by the pale moonlight. A sharp call from the house drew him back inside, and the tension in Arthur's shoulders eased. Wasting no time, Arthur led the stagecoach out of the barn with practiced care. Hosea appeared moments later, a satisfied grin on his face as he climbed aboard.
So what did you find in the house?
Couple hundred in cash. Not bad for a night's work.
Easier than a 1,000-pound grizzly, eh?
I'll take this over that any day.
The ride back to Emerald Ranch was quiet, the adrenaline of the heist giving way to a more reflective mood. The rhythmic creak of the stagecoach and the steady clatter of hooves filled the silence.
You know, Arthur, sometimes I wonder how long we can keep this up. Jobs like this, they ain't exactly sustainable.
Nothing about this life is, Hosea. But what choice do we have?
Hosea didn't answer immediately, his gaze fixed on the road ahead. As they neared Emerald Ranch, the faint glow of lanterns outlined the silhouette of Seamus, waiting in the shadows.
Nice work, gentlemen. Very nice.
Told you we could handle it.
I'm impressed. If you find any other stagecoaches that need selling, you know where to find me. Discreet, of course.
Of course.
As they turned their horses back toward camp, the weight of the night's work settled over them. The stars above burned cold and bright, a reminder of the vast, uncaring world they moved through.
You ever think about what comes next, Arthur? After all this?
Can't say I do. Just trying to get through one day at a time.
The camp lights finally came into view, their warm glow a beacon against the dark wilderness. As they dismounted and parted ways for the night, the silence between them spoke volumes. For now, they had a place to rest, but the uncertainty of tomorrow loomed large over them both.
Another chapter ends, but the story's far from over. Stick around. There's more to come in this journey through the Old West. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay with us till the very end.